Regarding what happened in the White House today, forget the fact that this was obviously unprecedented. Here's something everyone can agree on. We know he will never talk to a certain president like that. Y'all know who? We know he would never talk to a certain president like that. Ever. He's a wannabe tough guy. This guy's a wannabe tough guy.
Have you guys been tuning in into the conversation or the aftermath of the meeting between Trump and Ukraine President Zelensky? This has been sparking a lot of conversation and a lot of reaction online. So if you don't know what happened or what is going on or how they even got there, before Trump was sworn in, he promised that he was going to do everything within his range to bring peace between Ukraine and Russia. Then after he was sworn in, he gave Zelensky, the Ukraine president, he gave him to Russia. That it is either he release their earth minerals to him and he keeps funding them to be able to face Russia, or he signed the peace deal and then allow Russia just, take the parts that they have already occupied. And Zelensky refused and said he's not going to sign this deal. He's not going to release his earth minerals to Trump or to the United States just because they want to fund them. So they called for a meeting on 28th of February. The way this meeting went down has been causing a lot of reaction. Some people are even saying this is going to go down in America history as one of the worst moments in America history, because we're humiliating him in that meeting because he was standing 10 toes down, that he's not submitting. These are the things that Americans are saying about this meeting, because yes, the people who are supporting Trump are in the comment section, but the people against what they did to Zelensky in that meeting are having a lot of things to say. I have put together what these people are saying, so without wasting much time, let's get straight into it.
Rewatching that whole shouting match between the Trump team and Zelensky really got me thinking, who they would never talk to that way? Netanyahu, ever. They would never have Netanyahu come into an office and ask him, are you grateful for the multi-billions of dollars in aid we sent you to bomb those Palestinians? They would never do that at all whatsoever. I'm not trying to paint Zelensky as a hero. In fact, I'm trying to basically say this age-old quote: to be America's enemy is dangerous, but to be America's friend is fatal. And that's what is happening right now. The United States and Ukraine had a relationship where the United States was sending billions of dollars over in aid to help their offensive with Russia, to help their war with Russia. Now the United States no longer finds it useful and they're discarding them. Usually the humiliation that we saw take place with them yelling at Zelensky, telling him he should be grateful, yada, yada. Usually that happens behind closed doors. So the only thing different here is we're actually seeing this happen in person, which is absolutely crazy. Again, I don't think I've ever seen anything like it, but it happens, right? When the United States no longer finds its proxies useful, they humiliate them, they demean them. And honestly, all proxies should be put on notice. This is how the United States will treat you when they no longer find you useful. But the fact that people are painting Trump as the peace president and the anti-war president is absolute bull. Absolutely, because a pro-peace president wouldn't bypass Congress to approve a multi-billion-dollar weapons deal to the state of Israel during a so-called ceasefire. That is not a peace president. That is not an anti-war president. That is just somebody that runs the country like a business and no longer finds what Ukraine is doing with Russia and their war with Russia useful. So what is he going to do? Humiliate and discard. But instead of doing it behind closed doors, we see it happen in public. Don't be confused. This guy is not anti.
Zelensky should have reached his ass across the room and smacked JD Vance dead in the fucking face. And then after that proceeded to drag Donald Trump right the fuck out of his chair. You just witnessed a pissing contest and your best response was you're threatening World War III. If you don't know what I'm referring to, you'll know quite soon, because the state of America literally is crumbling right before us. JD Vance, Mr. Cat Eyeliner, who doesn't have a fucking thought between his ears, decided he wanted to chime in on bullying the president Zelensky with Trump, and Trump just had his ego ripped out of his ass and decided to act like a barbarian fool. Not only that, but there was a Russian media presence in the fucking White House. The hand-picked media that was supposed to be selected by Miss Puffer fucking face? Yeah, somehow they're trying to deny that they knew Russia was in the room. Russia, quite frankly, was in the room. So for everyone who thinks that this is good and you have a president opening his mouth about a World War III, you are in fucking sane and we are fucked as a country.
I hope every American is completely baffled and embarrassed by the behavior of JD Vance and Trump today towards President Zelensky. I thought it was bad listening to Trump have conversations with other world leaders, but JD Vance really took the cake today. He cannot be in conversations with world leaders. He cannot be trusted because everything that he said was extremely inflammatory and it was on purpose. Not only did he show that he doesn't have decorum or respect for a president that is actively fighting for the sovereignty of his nation and his democracy, but he showed that he does not know what's going on. You know, in those group of friends where there's that one leader and then the other one who's just trying to impress that person all the time, making stupid jokes, making fun of people just to get their attention and get a chuckle out of the other one? That's JD Vance, just a loser, trying to do anything just to impress Donald Trump so he can get a pat on his head and say, "Good job, boy, you did a good job today." This is the same administration that is actively taking money out of the American people's pockets by taking away jobs from people that actually voted for him, allowing a billionaire who is not an elected official to be able to have access to some of our most sacred data, all for the name of what? Efficiency? That's not about efficiency. If you guys are not seeing what he's doing, he's trying to save as much money as possible to be able to afford tax breaks for the billionaires, for the 1%. This is not about the American people. This is not about making the government more efficient. If it was about that, they would go through Congress. They would go through the legislature. This is all a sham, and we're actively being scammed every single day. And it's time that we stand up for ourselves. Enough is enough.
One of the biggest things that Zelenskyy said in that press conference in the Oval Office with Trump that Trump got so mad about was the fact that you will feel it soon, the influence. And Trump was like, don't tell us what's going to happen. Don't tell us about... And you know what? Zelenskyy is right. Zelenskyy has this perspective from the outside that those Trump administrations and even Trump himself can't even see in his little echo chamber. His actions, just like James Carville was predicting 4 to 6 weeks, the elimination of Medicaid, the elimination of SNAP benefits, within those 4 to 6 weeks, just like Zelenskyy was talking about, you will feel it. You will feel it. And Trump was like, don't come into our house and tell us what's going to happen to us. Basically, that's what he was saying. Zelenskyy was right. And that's what pissed him off so bad. He knows it's coming. That's why they're trying to get everything done. And it's about to hit the brakes. It is about to hit the freaking brakes. And Trump knows it. He was just pissed that someone would call it out to his face.
I keep seeing clips of Donald Trump, JD Vance, and Zelenskyy having that meeting in the Oval Office, and that gotta be, I don't even know the words. I was gonna say like probably the ghettoest thing I ever seen, but it's honestly not. Maybe for the White House, but still, it was unacceptable. Trump and Vance really tried to bully that man on camera like he's not in a full-blown war with Russia right now. The shit looked like a Real Housewives reunion. Trump and Vance, they were Giselle Bryant and Robin Dixon from the Real Housewives of Potomac. And Zelenskyy, he was like the new girl they brought on for the season. And basically, he's getting picked on by the popular girls. Zelenskyy didn't back down. He kept on arguing back, but he didn't argue the way I would have. When Vance asked, did you say thank you? I would have showed my whole ass in that office. Do you want to be diplomatic or do you want to be disrespectful? Because I can do both. They really tried to humiliate that man.
Has anyone else watched the clip between the Ukrainian Prime Minister Donald Trump and the Vice President? I can't remember his name. Because that was the most embarrassing thing I think I've ever watched in my entire life. Absolutely horrifically embarrassing. I have never seen something more satirical, more comical, more unbelievable. I can't believe they released that. They didn't even let him get a word in. They didn't even let him finish a single sentence. They were talking down to him. It didn't seem like a conversation between world leaders. It seemed like playground bullying. And they broadcasted it on live television, talking about the American public that have no say on how much money gets sent to Ukraine either way, and never have had any say in it. So that was a really interesting conclusion to end up on. But I don't even want to get into the details. I just want to say that that was horrifically humiliating and embarrassing. And I don't understand why he didn't get up and go. Zelenskyy, he should have got up and gone. Like, does anyone take American politics seriously at this point? Like, everything that comes out of that country is like an Onion article brought to life. It's like something out of SNL. It's like a skit. like that. You cannot tell me that was a skit. And I promise you, tomorrow we're gonna see a billion videos of people recreating it as skits because it's so cringe-inducing. It is so comical. It's not what you would expect. Like, at least pretend to be serious. What? Why did they release that? That was so embarrassing. Oh my god. They were trying to like push this image of strength in like such a pathetic manner. It was like the most cringe-inducing portrayal or attempt of showing strength. Like, oh, like I literally shiver with cringe. Like cornering him like some school kid. Oh my god.
I just watched that event with JD Vance, Trump, and Zelensky. And I say events because I can't in good conscience call that a press conference. I don't know what it was, but a press conference it was not. What it looked like to me was JD Vance and Trump sitting there saying, like two schoolhouse bullies, really, if I'm gonna be honest with you and not mince words, it looked like two bullies saying, you're gonna do what we tell you to do. We have all the power in this situation. It is what it is. We have all the powers, we have the money, we have the cards in this situation. You don't. So you need to do what we tell you to do so you can come out at least okay on the other side. We're not gonna say you're going to come out unscathed on the other side because we're chatting with Russia right now and we have aligned with Russia. And so we're going to carve you up how we want to carve you up. But at the end of the day, you can at least survive this or you can go on, do what you want to do without our help and you can get demolished. So it's your choice. That's essentially what it sounded like was being said to me. And I want to talk about this because it's crazy. It's interesting how the power blocks and the ally blocks and the relationships and the diplomacy, they're changing. They're changing right before our eyes. And I also want to address really quickly how we see history being rewritten before our eyes, because I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, so much is happening so fast that Trump said, okay, Ukraine started the war. He said something about Ukraine starting the war. And I said, oh, that's interesting because, I don't know, I remember being present and having ears during that time. And I remember the news saying that Putin had put soldiers on the border of Ukraine and he was like, no, besties, we're not going to attack. No, besties, we're just putting manpower up there. We're just putting soldiers up there. We're not going to attack. Don't worry. And then boom, he attacks and the war broke out. So I think it's important to not allow history to be rewritten in that way. But when it comes to the power blocks being separated right now or changing and rearranging, I do think we see Donald Trump trying to put Putin in a better light because for whatever reason, we are laying in bed with Russia. I don't know how aligning with Russia advances American interests, but that said, it appears that that's what we are doing now. And that means Ukraine, you're on the out. Now, this also brings into play Europe. Why, right? Because Europe has, I would say, I'm an American, don't jump me girls, but I would say Europe has to some extent relied on America for assurances with respect to military or fighting power, whether that's money, NATO, all that good stuff, right? Europe has relied on America for that, but America, through Donald Trump, has been saying, hey, we're pulling back from that. And at the base level, I understand the issue, the reason, because of course, right? The deficit in America keeps rising. Basically, what you see here is America trying to find ways to spend less money. Now, I'm not saying this is the best way, but I think that is what's at bottom here. So if America pulls back, right, from Europe and stops giving as much money, stops giving any money, I don't know, then boom, Europe becomes worried about Russia, that Russia will extend, right, and continue to attack and continue to show aggression. So that then questions, okay, are these sort of allyship blocks going to start forming and changing around us? Is Europe going to form an alliance with someone else, another superpower, right? I don't know who that would be. I was talking to someone else who was much smarter than I am, and they said, well, I don't know that that'll happen, right? Europe will probably try to wait until the Trump leaves office, and I don't know how great of a strategy that is because, I don't know if JD Vance is getting primed for the pump, or though Trump recently said that he's not, but I don't know if another, Republican candidate is going to be primed for the pump who's going to have these same types of ideals with respect to foreign policy. And so he said their best bet, though, is still to probably wait, because who else is Europe going to align with right now as these new power blocks align? They're probably not going to align with China, right? Europe, I don't think, wants to align with China. But I think it's interesting how we do see this kind of shift and how we see these alliances
forming, and a lot of people are really worried about that. They're like, oh my God, America is ruining its relationship with Canada, Europe, all the nations that we previously had connections with. Now, the person I was talking to didn't seem too concerned about it. They essentially said, let's wait and see, and I'm okay with that. But they did say something interesting, which was that China will probably take advantage of this rift, right, that you see between these superpowers, and I certainly do see that. But I think it's super interesting to watch, and by interesting, I do mean terrifying, to see what's happening right now with the power blocks changing and shifting, and also history being rewritten. I am not an expert in any of this stuff. I am not a political science expert. I'm not a geopolitical expert. This is just my understanding based on what I've been reading. So this is just what I understand, and I wanted to put those thoughts out there.
How many weeks since this dude has been sworn in? I swear, it's just drama after drama after drama. Oh my God. He told Zelenskyy, you don't have the cards. Man said, you don't have the cards. You've got no option, mate. You need to do the ceasefire. Hey, do you not see what's happening? You want to start World War III? Hey. Then Zelenskyy was like, no, I don't trust Putin. This man lies. We had ceasefire in 2013 and nothing happened. Yes, prisoner exchange, nothing happened. So what makes you think you're different? And Trump was like, yo, you had Biden, Hunter Biden's daddy. Yeah, I'm not him. You had Obama as well. That dude didn't care about nothing. Obama cares, useless. Yeah, you got me though. Me, Trump, the best president in history, the king of this planet. I will stop this war. Yeah? World War III ain't gonna happen on my watch. You should have seen the ambassador of Ukraine's face. She was just like, oh, no. This is foolishness. But on a serious note, Zelenskyy, you should have taken the ceasefire, bro. Take the ceasefire. Because what's happening in Ukraine, it's sad, bro. We don't want that, man. Humanity, we're tired of all this bloodshed and stuff, man. Enough of it is enough. Why is he not taking the ceasefire? Like, I understand he's got problems with Putin and the corruption down there, but I don't know, man. I would trust Trump, to be honest. That being said, of course, Trump talks a big game. Can he back his talk? I don't know. Maybe he's right. Maybe the Russians do respect him more than they respected Biden. Because Biden was sleeping in his meetings, wasn't he? Was he sleeping? Or whatever. Dude was just slurring his words and stuff. Like, who's going to respect a pensioner president? So I get that. With Obama, I don't know. Do you think they didn't respect Obama? I don't know. But either way, peace is key, man. We don't want World War III, man. Okay? I'm not joining no battle. You're not gonna call me to join no battle, bro. Not me. You're not gonna recruit my black ass. Fighting for what? Huh? Resources, oil, cobalt, all this stuff. Nah, man, we don't want that, bro. We don't want that. So please, just peace. Peace in Africa, peace in the Middle East, peace in Eastern Europe, peace everywhere, please. Yes. Now, honestly, though, I've never seen anything like that in the Oval Office before. Like, any meeting like that before. But that was epic, okay? Yeah? Just to speak in their minds, okay? I respect that. Usually politicians, they talk like they've got rod up their buttocks. They're lying, pretending that they're good. Everything's all good. No, it's not all good. Yeah? We know it's not all good. Show the people the truth, what's going on, yeah? If this continues, I swear down, I'll be tuning in to every American discussion that's happening right now because of Trump and all that, right? If this happens again with other politicians, you know what I mean? Like African politicians going there, some freaking British politicians going there. Oh my God. I'll be keeping an eye, see what's going on. But it's been less than a month, isn't it? Well, it's been 5 weeks since he got sworn in and this is happening. Jesus Christ. This is going to be a dramatic 4 years, I swear down.
Did you watch the entire meeting? Did you tune in into it? There are so many parts and points that people are bringing up. Like, I need to give it to Zelenskyy. Like, he is a very strong-headed person. He was standing 10 toes down and saying, you know what? If you guys want to help, you can help. But releasing our health minerals to you guys just because you want to fund us to be able to fight these people is not something that I'm going to allow happen under my watch. There are some people coming from the side saying, even the people in Ukraine are not supporting Zelenskyy. Some people are saying, oh yeah, you guys are already giving Zelenskyy the sympathy that he needs at this moment, but trust me, he's not even a good person as well. There's a lot of conversation going on right now. At a point, even though his English wasn't that good, that man was throwing some good jabs at Trump and JD Vance. There was a point where he said, you're raising the voice of your argument, but not the logic in your arguments. Like, that man was throwing bars, like, literally throwing bars. He's in the war. There's a war going on in their country, and you guys are asking him if he even have a suit. He said he's going to even buy a better suit than that of JD Vance when the war is over, when everything is over. He's saying, you know what, we're not giving you a health minerals. Even at this point, I don't even want a ceasefire. I'm releasing it for us. Then sign the peace deal and let Russia just take over the part that they have taken over. I believe, I know that the president of Russia is somewhere literally having the laugh of his life. But let's be honest, and was actually humiliated. So many people are coming out saying that they have never witnessed something like this in the Oval Office. Like, this is going to go down in history. Did you tune in? Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your point in the comment section. What do you think about the whole thing? This person said, I don't get people saying Zelensky is a dictator and that he started the war when it is obviously not true. It's like they are just repeating Trump's lies without thinking. There's a way the media is going to pass in news across. There is a narrative that the media is going to give everybody to believe. This is not the first time that something like this is happening. Another person said, not being objective, no Ukraine should make concession this much. It is very one-sided in Russia's favor. But Zelensky was hella disrespectful and talk like the US owes him. Some are saying, oh, you're just like saying you want this, like we owe you, we don't owe you, we don't need to fund your fight with Russia. Another one said, stop making Zelensky the hero or victim here. It provoked this war upon these people, law in by the EU and the USA like a child to an abuser with false promises, obvious ones between, and now he cries. Then someone replied and said, oh, buzz off. Ukraine should have their own sovereignty without the threat of invasion. Another person said, but a man who does not always have the most fluent English. Zelensky was talking circles around Trump. He had so many subtle digs. Those are the things that I noticed the most, that I don't think Trump even understood. When Trump starts saying something bad about Biden, Zelensky said, he was your president. Trump got so mad. This one said Trump bought Zelensky the global sympathy he doesn't deserve or desperately need. Today, the world is seeing Trump as petty bully. If Putin wants a ceasefire agreement taken seriously, dump Trump. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about the people. I see so many comments of people literally attacking Zelensky, but a lot of people making video about the entire meeting at the Oval Office and not in support of the humiliation that man was facing. You guys know you can't even speak English so well, and then they were just like on his neck, like humiliating him, and it's just so bad to watch. It can be a little bit triggering to watch, but then this is politics. What you think about the whole thing? There's going to be a battle because people are still saying a lot of things. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I will see you guys in the next episode.